Sometimes you just need to whip up a really quick lunch or dinner, and a really good, versatile and very affordable ingredient is tuna. So let me show you some of my favorite quick ways to use tuna in dinners that don't take very long to prepare. Well, hello and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to do a couple of dishes including a very simple ingredient, tuna. I had a comment from someone watching a long time ago now that tuna in their country wasn't particularly cheap, but this can, I will add the price down here on the screen for you. This can is 425 grams. I have no idea what that is in ounces, sorry. And I got this from Coles, but you can buy similar ones at Aldi and pretty much all the major supermarkets. I always buy the one in spring water because there's a lot of vegetable oils used in these sort of things, and I personally don't have sunflower oil and other types of vegetable oils other than olive and sometimes avocado oil. But anyway, this is such a versatile little thing to do, and if it is inexpensive where you live, because it certainly is where I live, it's a really cool thing to just use as a really cheap protein in your meals. So today I'm going to show you a couple of different ways that you can make dinners, lunches, and really easy recipes using this as your base. Let's dive in. The first meal I recommend is a tuna salad. It is winter here in Australia where I live at the moment, so tuna salad, I actually did have tuna salads last week, but tuna salad is very simple. You can either use a large can like this and divvy it up in portions. I used one of these cans to make 5 portions for myself last week. So you can do that if you want to. I also make my own salad dressing. I do have a basic recipe that I will link below for you, and I'll see if I can find the video where I make said salad dressing. But please don't go and buy salad dressings. It's really easy to make yourself. So all you really need is a can of tuna. And I raided my fridge. So I have some cost lettuce that needs to be used up. I have one lonely carrot, which will be enough for kind of 3-ish salads. I really like carrots, so I'd probably prefer to put some of that in. I happen to have some cherry tomatoes and about 1/3 of a block of feta cheese. So once opened, this lasts for a good while in the fridge, but because we're going traveling, I kind of want to use these guys up. You can also use corn. Last week I used canned corn in the recipe that I did, but you can also do this. Just cook it up in the microwave, let it cool properly, and then add it to your salad. So that's kind of it. Tuna salad, and obviously your core ingredient, is such an easy, versatile thing. I find that I don't really like keeping it in the fridge for more than like 2-3 days max. So when I made the 5 salads, it was for myself and for my husband, not just for me. So that is a really great, easy thing to make if you've got kids, if you need an easy lunch to bring. Obviously, you can vary it up endlessly. You could use quinoa, you could use boiled cold rice if you wanted to. Quinoa is one of my favorites, to cook the quinoa according to package instructions and then just let it cool and add it to your salad. And make sure that you do one of those homemade dressings as well. It's really, really easy to make, and you basically just use some lemon juice, olive oil, seasoning, mustard. I'll link it below. Next up is a really simple tuna pasta. This is gluten-free pasta, but you can obviously get much cheaper pasta if you're not gluten-free. My husband is, so we both eat that because I'm lazy. You need a can of tuna, and you need some kind of sauce. You can obviously make your own. Sometimes I make my own using tinned tomatoes, so crushed tomato, and tomato puree. This is just a cheap brand. I can't remember, I think this might be from maybe Aldi, I'm not sure. But that's a really basic ingredient. And then obviously you can add anything else that you want to add. You can add some onion. I happen to have this bag of frozen celery hanging out in my freezer that I want to use up. So we'll probably use that up this week as well. But yeah, basically keeping it really, really simple, using up some veg. You can chuck some peas in there, some whatever things you like in your pasta sauce. But tuna is a really easy, basic protein. And here in Australia where I live, it's a heck of a lot cheaper to buy one of these than to buy the equivalent weight. Yeah, because 425 grams, if you think about a 500 gram piece of mince, etc. In my Aldi, when I checked the other week, it was $5.99. So $5.99 for the cheapest mince they had. So not a bad deal. So today I'm going to throw together the easiest dish in the world, including our tuna. So here I've got a tuna bake pasta sauce, but you don't have to do this with pasta. I mean, I could use one of those pasta bags we looked at earlier and use that, but I'm going to use some boiled rice. I have boiled this with 2 stock cubes in it, 2 vegetable stock cubes, so it's already got some seasoning in it. There's obviously going to be some seasoning in this one here with the spinach and garlic. I've got some grated cheese, probably about a cup and a bit worth, and I've got some frozen green beans. The original tuna casserole recipe called for pasta instead of rice, cream of mushroom or cream of chickens, cream of mushroom soup, which I don't have, so I'm just going to use that, and it called for peas, but I don't have frozen peas, but I was like, oh, I've got frozen beans, let's use that and see how it turns out. Very, very simple. Let's get going. Another super simple tuna-based meal is tuna melt. So this is some of my homemade bread. I've made this in a previous video. I will link that down below for you. But when I make tuna melt sandwiches, I just drain my tuna. I put 2 pieces of bread, a little bit of Dijon mustard or seasoning of your choice, a little bit of salt and pepper is good as well. Some good old cheese, you can use grated or slices, and you just toast that. You can toast it in the oven, you can toast it in a sandwich press or something. Such a simple recipe, kids like it, adult likes it, so highly recommend that you give that a go. And those are just some of the things you can cook up with a really humble can of tuna. Naturally, you can do a larger can, smaller can, whatever you can get where you live. But these recipes are great, they're easy. Both the pasta and the casserole you can freeze if you wanted to. So if you make extra, put them in freezer-safe bags or containers and chuck them in your freezer and come back and use them later when you have one of those crazy nights and you don't really know what to cook up. I hope you enjoy these recipes. If you have made these in other varieties, feel free to link recipes and other ideas with the tuna below. For those of you who don't love tuna, I hope you still stuck with me in this video. Feel free to pass it on to someone else who loves tuna in their life, and I look forward to see you in the next video.